Hey, how's it going, everyone? Bass here. So the injury updates for today's practice, this Thursday practice ahead of this Week 4 game, Packers versus Patriots this Sunday, just came out. The tweet was put out during practice by Rob Demovsky, and at the top here it says Christian Watson hamstring is practicing for the second straight day after missing last Sunday's game. Jaire Alexander groin stayed inside after stretch session when the rest of the team went outside and did not participate. Bakhtiari as scheduled, Marcedes Lewis, and Caleb Jones with an illness. So at the top there, we see Christian Watson. Really good news to see him practicing back-to-back days. I would assume they're both in limited fashion. Yesterday he was limited. I would assume today is the same thing. Hamstring injuries, as I said in the past, they can really linger around, especially for a wide receiver. So keeping him limited is probably the best bet here. I would like to see him again limited tomorrow, and then I would assume he'd still carry that questionable going into Sunday. Whether or not we'll see him play, sight to be seen. We'll see what happens there. But I am excited to finally get Christian Watson back. We saw what Romeo Doubs did last week, 8 targets, 8 receptions, was named Offensive Rookie of the Week this morning. He did really, really well and should be starting going forward. But I feel like we haven't seen much of Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs on the field at the same time this season yet. So I'm really excited to finally get that because obviously Christian Watson can add so much to this offense in terms of a deep threat, speed and all of that sort, and motion man and what they've been doing with him. So really excited to hopefully finally get him back, and I'm hoping this hamstring doesn't linger any longer. And then we have Jaire Alexander basically saying that he stayed inside the Don Hutson Center after the team stretched. Now, yesterday was a jog through. He was limited. Today was a more heavy practice. So groin injuries are very difficult for a cornerback. Groin injuries in general are difficult, kind of similar to hamstrings where they can linger around, especially for a cornerback. But keeping him either limited or a rest day today, if that's what it was after the stretching period, if they just said, hey, you're good, you stretch, you're good, take the day off, come back tomorrow. If that's the case, I don't mind that because you want him to stay fresh. You don't want to overwork it and, have him re-injure the groin even worse. But whether or not he plays this weekend against the Patriots, now the Patriots looking like they're going to be without Mac Jones. I think they're throwing a lot of smoke out there basically saying, oh, Mac Jones has a chance to play. I think they're just doing that to throw off the Packers game plan. I don't think Mac Jones plays at all, but we'll see if Jaire Alexander ends up playing. I think this is a great scenario for what looked like could be a long-term injury. It's mainly a day-to-day injury, and if the Packers end up missing Jaire for 1 week against a New England Patriots team without Mac Jones, I think that is a really good situation to be in. And then as we see at the bottom there, that did not participate, we have David Bakhtiari as scheduled. We saw him come back to practice yesterday, limited, and that was a very, very good sign. Bakhtiari's issue in the past has been after practicing or after a game, fluid would fill up in his knee, and then he wouldn't be able to practice or play. Obviously, that wasn't the case. He was limited in practice yesterday. Today is a scheduled rest day, as we've seen for the past 3 weeks. 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on. So we'll see him back tomorrow, likely limited or a full participant, and likely will be either be questionable or straight off the designation list. Now, what we'll see him do Sunday against the Patriots, we'll see. Maybe they'll up his pitch count. Maybe he'll play the full game, or maybe they'll continue this, swap off with Josh Nijman for another week. We'll see what happens there. And then Marcedes Lewis, who normally always has a veteran rest day on Wednesday, also has a groin injury. We saw him limited yesterday with that groin injury, but he always has a veteran rest day on Wednesday, so that's likely, killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. You get your rest day, and you're also resting that groin that, is bothering you. So I don't really see a worry there. I see him playing Sunday. And then Caleb Jones with an illness, likely the same illness that Randall Cobb and Mason Crosby had last week. Although he is on the active roster, ever since he's been inactive on game day, so nothing real big to worry about there. And then Elgton Jenkins also did return to practice today. We saw he was out, did not participate yesterday, which was likely a rest day. It was a scheduled rest day. They were going to bring him on to practice today, which he did. But of course, tomorrow will be more of a telltale sign for all of these players when after tomorrow's Friday practice, all the injury designations come out. So be on the lookout for that video as well tomorrow. But those are the Week 4 Thursday injury updates for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like down below. And if you are new here and want more Packers news, analysis, and updates, please consider going down, clicking that subscribe button, as well as turning on post notifications to not miss any of these updates. But I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Pack Go.